backtracking a little bit, you talked about the attributes that you value, in student athletes, but once they're in your program, what's your philosophy in developing these student athletes as, players and as men?
Yeah, I mean, you've been around the program. I mean, you know kind of a little bit about my philosophies, and you just said it. When we're talking to the group, we always refer to them as men. That's what they are. And we've been really fortunate in the fact that we've got some great families in our program. They've done a tremendous job of raising these guys. I'm really fortunate to get a chance to spend 4 years with them. But I learned early in my career that the wins and losses are great, and ultimately, we are judged on that. But we're also setting these guys up, for future success when baseball is over, whenever that may be. I've been pretty fortunate to coach a couple guys that are in the big leagues, and I've coached some guys that never got a chance to play pro ball. But we always go back to life outside of baseball is going to end, or it's going to begin at some point. That we're trying to develop, great high character men, great fathers, great husbands, great community leaders within their church. So that's really what we're trying to do. Yeah, we want to win some baseball games in the process. But the philosophies of that is, accountability, mental toughness. When you say you're going to do something, you do it to the best of your ability. I think when we start, at that level, fielding a ground ball the right way or repeating swings is a little bit easier when you've got that type of foundation to where the guys are really bought into, going to work the right way.
And then as a coach with the group that you had in this year, how pleased were you with the work they put in the off season, and even now just being able to talk to them with this long hiatus that they have?
That's one thing that I think we still need to continue to work on is the off season type stuff. Like you alluded to earlier, the top teams in our conference, the Cortlands, Oswego's, top teams across the country, Salisbury's, and those types of programs have a huge commitment during the off season. Those guys are getting after it in the weight room, doing stuff on their own. Not to say that they're doing captain's practices, but guys are getting out, they're long tossing, they're getting their extra reps in, taking their nutrition seriously and everything like that. So I think once we get to a point where we prioritize the foundational pieces of being really, really good, the strength and conditioning, the hydration, the recovery, the developing of the skill set kind of takes care of itself. I think every program goes through these types of things where we're trying to get all the guys on the same page from that standpoint. But, the teams that are really, really good and that are playing, the last weekend of the year are the teams that are the freshest from a mental standpoint, because they're strong bodied. So we definitely stress, getting after it in the weight room and building some size and some physicality and some strength.
How has your group really refocused all of their energy on 2021?
I mean, I think they're excited. Our captain, Anthony Amoroso, said it the best. He's going to be pretty fortunate. He's one of the guys that are going to be able to come back. He's going to start grad school at New Paltz. So he's going to be able to finish out his athletic career. And he said, he's like, I'll never take it for granted again. It was really close to be ripped away from him. And you really feel for those seniors that they don't have the opportunity to come back. We've got 5 seniors that, can't play college baseball again. And they left on a very sour kind of note. You never know when your last rep's going to be. And the guys kind of got a taste of it this year. So, yeah, I think they're going to be rejuvenated. I think you're going to see that in college baseball across the board at every level. Guys are going to be hungrier. It's going to be the most competitive atmosphere I think had in my 15 years of coaching college baseball. To think of it, and we've got 12 freshmen this year, and we've got another, I think, 10 or 11 freshmen coming in next year. Technically, that's going to be 20-some freshmen on the roster. This is an atmosphere where, for the next couple of years, it's going to be as competitive can get. So you're going to need to be, a guy that, takes it serious. But yeah, these guys are hungry. I know they're working hard. I get text messages and video updates for them doing stuff on their own. Like I said, we've got some creative guys making home gyms in their basements or going out to local parks and, finding ways to get their work in. So, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a really competitive atmosphere next year. I'm really looking forward to it.
My last question really is for those who aren't around the program, maybe prospective student athletes, just talk about what Hawks baseball is all about.
When I got the job, we wanted to build the program and kind of build our pyramid of success on 4 major points, kind of like the bedrock of our program. The first, sounds pretty easy, but in practice, it's really, really difficult. And really, it's just we want to have a relentless commitment to excellence in all facets of what we do, whether it's stuff that we do on the field, in the weight room, early work, extra work, our academics, even the interactions that we have with people on campus. We just want to challenge ourselves day in and day out to be committed to being excellent and holding ourselves accountable. That kind of leads into the next thing, because I feel like that if we can get into the practice of preparing the right way, paying attention to the details, to be really great or to be excellent, then we'll go into competition and we want to be able to play harder, faster, more passionately, than our opponents. So our second pillar really is to play with a height of awareness, enthusiasm, unmatched by our opponents. And that kind of leads into the third one, which is the complete development of the player, both on and off the field. I think once you start to hold yourself accountable and be excellent at that first pillar, and you move on to your preparation to where you can play hard, play fast, play passionate, because you're so prepared that you're ready for anything that could happen, that starts to translate to other aspects of your life. Your grades improve, your social interaction, your relationships all improve, because quite frankly, your self-esteem, your awareness, your confidence level is just kind of through the roof. And then ultimately, the last thing that we talk to our guys about, that fourth pillar, is identifying why the things you do are so important to you. So what's your why? Because, we talk to our guys, if you're only doing this because you want to see how good you are or how far you can push yourselves, over the course of time, like anything, failure kind of wears you down. So if it's only about you, it's hard to bounce back from those failures. Once it becomes bigger than you, more important than you, you start to have a little bit more perspective. And those trying times, even though they are trying, you can deal with them and you can handle that failure and that frustration a lot better. We tell our guys all the time, failure is an opportunity to learn and grow. That's not the end result. All right, the process is always going to be the most important part of the puzzle. So those 4 aspects really is what we've built our program on. And over the first year and into the second year, that transformation you've really been able to see kind of take grasp in our players and in our program. The commitment to excellence, the playing with passion and excitement and enthusiasm, to, our development on and off the field. I mean, I think we're in the midst of our best semester academically, and probably one of the most trying times a student athlete could have with the cancellation of their season. All right. And now that fourth one is to have more perspective as to why did we sacrifice, as much as we do. Listen, playing college athletics is a major sacrifice. And it's a big time commitment, and you've got to be detailed in how you go about your business. So we're just trying to give those life lessons to our student athletes, our players through sport. That way, when they exhaust their eligibility and their playing days are over, then that transition into corporate America, they're going to have the skill sets that most people in their field or in their age group, may not have really developed at that point of their life. So, we're really pumped about the direction of our program. I think if we can stay and hold true to those four foundational pieces, then the success of our program is just going to, skyrocket over the next couple of years.